Greetings, universe. I am a soul that strives for peace and love with unity from Soul 13, Terra 3, and I come to share these words with you. I had the opportunity to cross paths with many wonderful souls in my life. Like a person drawn to nature, these bees of greatness would come and plant pollen seeds in a common garden. Scientists, ancient souls who came on a mission, strangers with golden gifts, and those that were from another culture have all crossed paths with me. I did not see them as a child waiting for what they could bring me, but as those that I could find friendship, knowledge, and unity with. This was because I have had an understanding that I came to serve, and if that is what they are doing, then we could meet heart to heart and contribute to the power of goodness. I was never impressed with what our society calls stars or powerful leaders. I was always on a search for the quality of souls, and often found them in unexpected places. I have crossed paths with people from around the world, from different cultures and religions. It was always that spark in the soul that I was seeking to see. Someone once said to me that they wanted to meet the most powerful people of Earth. I responded by reminding them what our society calls great people are seen very differently in the etherical realm. What is the greatest leader of Earth could be the most unevolved soul, and what is seen as the most simple janitor at a middle school could be the most evolved soul on Earth. These deep souls were home. They were food for the spirit. They were pieces of me and me of them. Time is short here, and we need to get down to business in order for good to triumph. Dealing with people of many cultures can be a tricky dance, where sometimes you step on their toes, or miss the opportunity to meet their cultural expectations. Sometimes this was avoided, but sometimes it can happen. It is this expectation that can cause many mismatches and misunderstandings. One particular culture my path came close to allowed some realizations and growth in an unexpected way. I had met others similar to them in some respect. Some showed me very advanced technology, shared knowledge that was not widely shared, and expressed understanding that was different than the mainstream of our dense Earth reality. I was aware of them, and it was what it was. For the most part, I was given only memories of kindness and, in fact, more trust than some. In our society, bombarding someone with questions and inquiry can be seen as rude or overwhelming. Thinking from that frame of reference on this particular personal contact, I opted to share me and hope that they felt a kinship. Earlier, I had an opportunity to ask questions through a mutual contact, and the list was long. When I received no response, it set me up for the next encounter to be one of sharing rather than asking. Before that, I had sent some of my work on solutions to a mission we had in common, and an explanation of what I saw coming a year before it did. It was met with silence, so I focused on now and working to make the world brighter. When that personal opportunity came, I still asked a couple questions, but wanted them to see me not in a conceited way, but in a way that we could establish that kinship. Thinking that they had chosen not to answer the questions for a reason, I wanted them to see my intentions. I was trying to reassure them. So many times we interact with another culture, we take for granted that they have the same expectations that we do, same understanding of cultural norms. I had grown to feel that kinship with this someone, and was very much looking forward to how we could do good in the world. In the past, I had crossed paths with others who focused on those desires, as well as this was a pattern I had been through repeatedly. And I genuinely love these souls, and understand that they are here to help with intention. I share that intention. So when I meet those souls, it cannot help but spark a greater awareness and rise in attention. With little time in this personal contact, I felt rushed to establish that kinship with the one that I will call Little Bird. They are an advanced soul in understanding many aspects of science, history, and spirituality. However, being an advanced age, I got the impression that they and their colleagues had been out of touch with our current culture here and its nuances. They were looking for matches, but had not found many ready to accept them as they were. Knowing how to find the right people has been an age-old struggle as many search for their friends, their soulmates, and their kin here in this dense earth. So many serendipities occurred that brought me to them that when our paths crossed, I was not surprised. I had hope and intentions of being a force for good, and was relieved to meet others who were on the same path. We shared kindness and an understanding of current and past trends. Later that day, I felt a burden lifted and lightened. I had met someone who seemed to see reality like me. It was like someone mirroring and sharing the same intentions on a deep level. While many others seek greatness and fame, I was seeking this kinship. I was seeking to feel one. I appreciated this unity, but I also know that I take personal responsibility. Just as in the past, I will not rely on such a bond. This bond may only truly come when I am again in the etherical realm, where I can be sure of what is and what is not. This reality is so dense with manipulation. In this process of seeing multiple people of this type, I have even seen they have disagreements and struggles among themselves. It only reinforces the idea that we are all on this path of swimming in this dense reality. When I faced my soul family in the etherical realm, the unity that I felt was more complete. This must be why I have sought it all my life without realizing that it was this that I truly missed. Getting a glimpse of this again from this new friend was refreshing, and triggered awareness and an awakening in me that was there but was suppressed. I had written a book about some of my experiences and was hesitant to publish it, as it was so outside the box, and I struggled to come to a place where I had fully embraced the consequences of presenting this part of my reality to the world run by dark souls. It is a common struggle in this suppressive society. This interaction brought me to a place where I simply did not care anymore. This was a positive thing for those ready to accept my sharing. It may not be productive for those who simply do not see the reality that I do or are accepting of it. However, I now see it as what I have to contribute, and those that need to resonate with it will. The others, I will let go of and wish well. Outwardly, I have been easily able to follow rules and adapt to the work culture here, but inside, I was always as free as I wanted to be. I often stared at teachers, and inside was off in a world of my own. I would create entire movies and realities in my head while they lectured about something. It was a safe way to be me. It was bringing this out to the world that was the struggle. I find the dream world a natural place for my soul, and I find more depth there than I often do in this mundane society of work and taxes. I like the peace and just beingness of it. It is like living in two worlds. When I was young, I would lay in the shade and stare at the sky and talk to someone. This someone was a soul that I missed greatly beyond my current life. As I grew older, this focus of them faded as I had to deal with the demands of society. I also seemed to want to help others in so many ways, not considering enough how short time is here, and how I should have been more selective. We die from the physical eventually, and I don't want that. I wanted to just go on indefinitely. There is so much work to be done that it seemed to justify this stay for a long time. How can one really feel that the mission is complete if you can only write a chapter per lifetime? The lesson here is that even those who have evolved in many ways can still make mistakes and misunderstand. It is important not to go with first impressions and to allow someone to express themselves openly before you decide who they are. Life can be messy and complicated in the physical. That physicality will bring obstacles to even the most sophisticated souls. Humility is essential to connecting with others. When you expect, you miss the opportunity to see deeper and with more authenticity. Judging and expecting are enemies of even the most evolved souls I have crossed paths with. You cannot judge us by the few or even some of the many. There are many of us here ready and open to more. I have met some of these wonderful souls whose intentions are peace, love, and joy. We desire the higher density and truth. I hope to open my heart deeper into the universe and welcome those who would like to cross paths with authenticity in peace. I'm ready for the next level of seeing us as one.